We are going to show you our process for installing beautiful wrought iron railing. Today we are in Westchester, New York. Now for this stoop behind me in particular, I wouldn't do any railing besides a custom welded metal railing, primarily because of how large it is. The distance from the bottom step here to the top step here is about 9 feet. Now most railing kits, if you buy them in a box, are gonna come in a maximum width of 8-foot sections. That would mean that you'd have to put a post here in the middle. So you'd have 2 sections along the steps there, which in my opinion doesn't really look that great. You would have the same issue if you did a vinyl railing. So for a stoop this large, custom welded is definitely the way to go. It comes as one big piece and we simply just put it into position and install it. And in this video, we're gonna show you that installation process. Now, another reason why I love this railing in particular is because it is metallized for rust protection. So the actual part of the railing that would corrode and rust over time is completely sealed. So this is a nice low maintenance option. You won't have to repaint them like you did in the past. This is going to stand the test of time. I like this style in particular. I call it the modern because it has a nice flat top here. This is a 1x2 inch rectangular solid iron top. It's a lot different from the classic designs that you'd see in the past at your grandma's house in Brooklyn. There's no twists, no curls. It's a nice, simple, sleek, modern design that's becoming increasingly popular here in New York. We chose to go with a light umbra color. This is a light brownish color, more similar to a beige. As you can see, it works really well with the stoop here and with the siding of the house. Now, without further ado, let's get into this installation. All right, everyone, it is the morning and we're now going to begin the railing installation. We're gonna take you through the step-by-step process. Now, as you'll see, this is a pretty massive railing, so we have to carry it very carefully. So right here, I am holding the base skirts. These are gonna go on the bottom of the post and they act as a nice transition between the masonry and the railing. They cover up the little circle of cement that you would see if you didn't have these skirts. Now, the skirts we use for our iron railings come in one piece, so it's really important that you put the skirts on the railing before you put the railing in the holes and cement it. You cannot put these on afterwards. So what we do is we take the railing and we simply put the skirts up on the posts and we tie them, so that way later on in the installation there's no chance of forgetting this. So this is the important first step. All right, we're going to start with the left side railing. That's the left side if you're facing the house. So we're gonna bring this up the stairs here. Perfect. Now we are getting the railing into position and making sure everything is level, so that way we can mark where we're going to drill our holes for this railing. An important conversation to have with your customer is the placement of the railing. For this stoop, as you'll see, the stone on the top of the landing is 12 inches wide. So we have a few options as to where we can put this. Typically, I would like to either center it in that stone, so have it 6 inches from the edge, or we can move it over to the side to maximize the amount of space they have inside on the stoop. In which case, the max we can go in this case is 4 inches from the edge because there is a 2-inch overhang, and we want to be at least 2 inches in from where the stone actually starts. So in this case, we gave the customer both options and they chose to maximize the space between the railings and go as far over as they could. So we're gonna put these railings 4 inches over from the edge.
We use this little staircase tool to help us get the railing in the correct position so that we can mark the location of our holes. We sometimes need to slightly lift one end of the railing to make all 3 posts plumb. We have to make sure that each post on the railing is an equal distance from the edge of the stoop. Now that we are in the correct position, we will trace the base of each post with a red pencil.
Now we're just gonna move the railing out of the way, and as you'll see, we have our holes marked for where we are going to core drill.
Now we are going to move on to the right side railing. We will start by tying on the base skirts. Then we will carry the railing to the stoop. Since we already marked the posts on the other side, we can simply measure the distance from each edge and mark the post for the bottom step. Then we will place the railing on the stoop. We make sure that each post is 4 inches from the edge and is plumb. Then we trace the base of each post to mark our post holes. Then for extra assurance, before we move the railing, we will make sure the distance between the bottom, middle, and top posts are equal. Now we can move this railing out of the way and begin the next step.
This right here is a core drill. This is what we're going to use to make the holes into the stoop so that way we can install this railing. As you'll see, the core drill has a long bit on the end that allows us to go in and out of a hard surface with ease. We're going to hook a hose up to the core drill right here, and water is going to come out the bit. This is going to prevent the stone from overheating as we drill, allowing us to smoothly make a hole without doing any damage to the stoop. So to make core drilling easier, we have a template here with a few different bit sizes that we frequently use for these installations. Now, when you first core drill, and you put it on the stone and turn it on, sometimes it skips around and that could scratch the stone. So we like to use this template because it holds the core drill steady. We're able to easily make a mark where the hole is going to go without risking scratching the surrounding stone.
For the template, you can use a piece of wood or a PVC board. When we core drill, we like to start the hole dry to outline the hole. Then we turn on the water, move the template out of the way, and finish the hole. We like to core drill in pairs. As one person mans the core drill, his partner will check to make sure he is drilling straight down on all sides. If an adjustment needs to be made, the helper will advise. If you are core drilling solo, you would need to have a level on your core drill. When you finish drilling the hole, you may need to lightly tap the bit with rubber mallets or hammers to remove the stone inside. Now we will finish drilling all 6 holes for this installation. As you see, we previously marked this hole and made a nice groove to place the tip of the core drill bit into. Now we will turn on the water and
drill, baby, drill.
It is imperative after you're done core drilling that you completely clean the stoop and walkway. That way the sediment from the holes does not harden on the stoop. Right after you're done core drilling, all this stuff is still soft and loose. It's real easy to just spray off of the stoop. If you wait too long and it hardens, it's significantly harder to clean up.
Before placing the railing inside, we like to soak up the excess water inside the holes. That will make it easier to pour the concrete later.
Now we're going to put these railings in the holes that we drilled, make sure everything is level. Now once your holes are core drilled, we're going to take the railing and put it in those holes to test it. We put the railing in the holes without any concrete, so that way if we need to drill any of the holes deeper or make any little adjustments, we could do so without consequence. Nothing is permanent until you add the concrete. So we place the railing in the holes, we put levels on the posts, and we make sure that everything lines up correctly and is set at the correct height. To put the railing at the correct height, we like to use wood underneath it so that way we get the spacing just right. We like to use 2x3s and 1x4s to set those spaces so that way everything sits in the correct position. Then we're going to take that railing and put it off to the side, and we're going to mix some quick rock. This is really fast drying concrete and is perfect for railing installations because it'll allow the customer to use the railing the same day as the installation. This stuff dries really quickly. So we're going to mix up some concrete and then we're going to put it in the holes that we core drilled. Then we're going to take the railing and place it back into the concrete filled holes. We're going to leave the wood that we place underneath the railing in the same spots, so that way we can place the railing in the same position and we know that everything will line up. But we're still going to put levels across the railing just to make sure. We're going to monitor the level and the position of this railing as the concrete is drying, so that way it sets in the correct position. Then while the concrete is still wet, we're going to release the ties holding up the skirts, so that way the skirts lower into the wet concrete and adhere to the stoop. This will prevent those skirts from moving around in the future. Then, while the concrete is still wet, after you place the skirts down, we are going to clean up. You do not want to wait for that concrete to dry, because once it dries, it is significantly harder to clean. So we clean it up right away. We spray the whole stoop with water, make sure it's spotless. And now, as you'll see, this railing on the right here is completely installed. It looks absolutely beautiful. Now we're going to move on to the left side over here. This is not concreted in yet. It's just been tested. We know it lines up well, so we're going to take it out and we're going to follow the exact same process we just showed you.
If you need railings for your home, text or call me directly. I would be happy to come meet you, take measurements, and then work with you to see which styles and colors best suit your taste and your budget. We offer many different styles and color options, and we do custom work as well. If you need a railing and don't know where to start, once again, just text or call me at 516-582-2816. I look forward to meeting you. Now the installation is complete and the customer is just arriving home. Let's see what he thinks of his new railings.
Looks unbelievable. Should we go up and try it? Amazing. You guys killed it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. That concludes this video. Please use this button here to subscribe to our channel. We release 2 new videos every week and you don't want to miss them. Check out this related content and we'll see you in the next video.